Everyone, this is Tammy Morris of Unleashing Your True Self, and I'm live. So, I wanted to just come on here and talk about the aha moment that I received. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Tammy Morrison. I am an energy healer, a writer, an author, a publisher. I love to connect people with their stories. And this is something that I just realized in this year. So let me backtrack and talk about the year. So this year has been monumental for me. It's been amazing. There have been so many things that I have learned and I've grown this year. It's been phenomenal. Um, One of the things that I did learn about was, when you've been doing all the things. So for me, I've been doing lots of healing work on myself as well as other people. Um, Lots on myself. I really have stepped into this place this year because Spirit called me to go deeper. And so I started doing a lot of healing work on myself and I started going to the parts of me that I didn't want to go. So the shadow parts, the parts that you are afraid of, possibly the parts that you don't want to show anybody else, those parts. So I started really diving deep and going into those parts. And so as I started doing that and really going into the part of me that I was afraid to allow myself to go. Now I know that there are a lot of you out there that have the same issue. You don't want to go to that place because number one, it's frightening. Number two, you might have done that in the past. So for me, I was like, I've done this. I've been trying. I've been working all this stuff. To be honest with you, I think that I dealt with um, a little depression because I felt like I had done these things and I had been working and moving and shaking and doing the things and taking the courses. I've taken the courses. I've taken the classes. I've gotten the certificates and all of these things. I've got the crystals. And I've got all of kinds of things. I've got the certificates. I've got the um, the language. I have all the stuff, and so I was thinking earlier. I was like, okay, so I've been doing. I've done theta healing, and I've done sacred soul alignments. I've done radical guide DNA activation, advanced practitioner. I've done lots of things, and I have all kind of other little certificates and little courses that I've done in the middle of all of those major courses, and I still have a course or two that I want to complete. To be honest, I'm going to go to school for metaphysics because that's where I want to go. So, but when you do all these things and you're just plugging, you're just going and doing and moving and shaking and building, and you're just doing. But you're doing all these things, but you're not really connecting and getting to the part of you that you need to get to. And so, what I started doing, I started realizing for myself, as much as I love to write, it was stressing me out, and I was having issues actually journaling like I like to and like I typically do. Because I do typically journal at least once a day, sometimes many times in a day. Sometimes it's just a little short thing, like, in the notes. Sometimes it's just something hits you and comes to you, and you journal it out in your notes, because that's what you have at the moment. Now, what I did was I just bought me a new journal, two actually, because they were cheap on Amazon. And because I wanted to start this practice. And so I decided to get a dedicated journal to do that. And so I would advise you as well, if that's a practice that you want to begin, that you get a dedicated journal as well. And then not only that, get a pretty one. Don't get just some junky thing, from the Dollar Tree, just a regular, notebook like this. Like I have many of these, and I will probably get more because I like them. And so anyway, but get you something pretty, like where's my other one? Okay, so this is one that I have. Now that's a pretty one. Okay. It's got the little thing on the the that closes up. Let me see, like that. It's just neat, and so I absolutely love it. And I love to have pretty journals. It's something about writing a pretty one. So, if you are working on doing that, especially if you decided that is something that you would like to do during the new year, reach out to me because that is something that I'm going to be doing as well. I think I'm going to do a 3-day journal challenge just because a lot of people have reached out to me and said that that's something that they struggle with. And so I would like to support you in that. And so I'm going to do a 3-day challenge probably next year. I'm not going to entertain anything like that at this time of the year. But I'll set it up for January. We'll do a 3-day challenge, a journal challenge. This way, we can sit down and actually get a chance to do that and actually cultivate that experience because that's something that is revolutionary for your life. So what was going on with me is I was having trouble with that. I was having problems, just sitting and having problems just connecting and just really getting my guidance through the written because I do what's called automatic writing, and that's just getting the guidance through from the spiritual team and just writing it down. And it's interesting because it's not you really that's writing; it's the spirit using you and writing through you. So that's something that I do. I've done naturally like all my life, and I just realized in the last few years that that was a thing. So that's something that you've done, then it's a thing, just so you know. Um, but I just began to just really dive into, all things me, all things Tammy, because I am a mother. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a grandmother. So I've been a lot of things to a lot of people. I'm a daughter as well. I'm a granddaughter. I'm a lot of things. I'm a nurse. I've been a lot of things to a lot of people. So I've been in service my entire life, I believe. Um, so that's something that I had to think about and consider, and just really, 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 really have a come to Jesus meeting with myself, and then I also began to really dive into forgiveness because people don't realize and they underestimate what forgiveness is and what forgiveness does for you. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Forgiveness is something that you need to do for you. So that's another thing. I've just really decided, just made this decision right at this time at the end of this year that there are some things that I'm not going to take into the new year. And so that this is the place where you are, I'm encouraging you to sit down and journal. Take some time and connect to your team and then ask yourself some key questions. Ask yourself, who do I need to forgive? And the first person should be you. Because what happens is we hold ourselves hostage because we haven't forgiven someone else. So it's time for us to stop holding ourselves hostage and forgive these people, regardless of if you don't even have to talk to them to forgive them. You can forgive them um, spiritually. You can forgive them spiritually. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be all like this whole big breakup and big, you know, thing. It can just be, I forgive such and such person. Or you can do the Ho'oponopono prayer. I forgive you. I love you. Forgive me. I love you. I forgive you. You can do all kinds of things in order to forgive. The point is just do it. That's the point. And so that's one of the things that I did. And I feel so amazing just doing it because I'm a person that forgives quickly anyway. I'm not a person that holds things. So it's hard for me to even conceive of people holding things over people for decades. I just don't even, it doesn't compute to me. So I don't do it. Um, However, sometimes because I'm human, there are people that, you're not even sure that you haven't forgiven them. You don't even know. You didn't even put it in your awareness until it does. And then when it shows up, then you know. And so then you make sure that you take that time, to forgive yourself. Hey, thank you for joining, Nikki. So I just really want to talk about how, what I want to discuss is when I say when you've done all the things, when you've done all the things. So all the things that people have told you to do, all the things that the gurus are saying to do, all the things that Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, Grant Cardone, whoever you listen to, whoever you pay attention to are saying. When you've done all those things, when you've done the energy work, when you've done the meditations, when you've done the forgiveness and all that stuff, then what happens is all of a sudden things just begin to get clear. You just begin to get a clarity that you never realized that you could get. You wanted it and you desired it, but you never realized that it would actually show up for you. Because the thing is even when you work with other people, I work with other people and I tell them this can show up for you. This can show up for you. You can actually co-create this. Now for me, I'm not going to heal you. What I do is I bring you to a place and allow you to get your healing. You to co-create, because it needs to belong to you and you need to take ownership of it. Okay, so that's one of the things. You have to take ownership of what it is that you need and what you desire. We have been in this world, and this is one of the things, the aha moments that I received, that I love to help people, and I love to do business, and I love to do sessions with people, and I love to help people to discover and find their stories and stuff like that. But if I don't take care of myself, I cannot help anyone else. So I have to take care of me first before I can help anybody else, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. That I do know. And so one of the things that I had decided is that I have to nurture me, and I have to love on me, and I have to take care of me and make sure that I'm doing well. Make sure that I'm doing all the things that I need to do, that I want to do, that I desire to do, and step into this place where I am hearing and listening to the stories and helping people to either navigate through them or write them. Either one. Either navigate through them or write them, or both. Navigate through them and write them. How about that? I think that's perfect. So in order to be able to do that, in order to be able to make these connections and all that stuff, then I have to be free and easy in connecting myself. And so this is something that I'm saying to all my healers and all my coaches and people that deal with people and talk to people. You got to be straight first before you can be trying to help anybody else. Okay? You got to put your bonnet on, get your hair right, or whatever the things that they say. Put your mask on first before you can help anybody else with theirs. That's just a thing. It's just a thing. It's a fact. It's the truth. So, I'm just super grateful that I can take this time to share with you how when you've done all the things, take your time and things will show up. Things will actually move to a place that you might have seen in your mind at some point, but you didn't even realize, you know what I'm saying? And so that is one of the things that, I thank God for, and I'm so thankful for, that it is a place that I could move to. Let me send this out, y'all. I haven't been live in a little bit, so I forgot the game. Let's see. I don't even know what to do. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so if you I really didn't do Black Friday offers. I did do an offer. It's for my 6-week program, Peeling Back the Layers. If you schedule by the end of the month before December hits, then you can get it at a beta rate at a more reasonable price. So it's 6 weeks of, hey, thank you for joining. It's 6 weeks of peeling back the layers, and we go in and we do one-to-one coaching for 6 weeks. So I have you one-to-one for 6 weeks, and then we'll also do two group coaching things within the 6 weeks. So probably like, maybe three, one at the beginning and then one in the middle, one toward the end. And we'll do one-on-one coaching. It's going to be $660. So I'm super excited just to bring that forth. However, you got to schedule before the end of the year to get it at that price. And then after that, it goes back up to the regular price that it was, which is $1,200. Okay. So it's $660. You'll get 6 one-on-one coaching calls with me. We will barrel through. We will step into the divine feminine. We will entreat the divine masculine. We'll have that balance. We'll get that balance for you so that you can bust through those blocks. You can go through and step into this place of flow where things are just flowing for you because you have put yourself into this vibration that we're going to get into. So 6 weeks, peeling back the layers, $660. Jump on it and grab it before the end of the year. And then I'm also filling multi-author books. So if that's something that you're interested in, reach out to me, send me a message. Let's connect. We can do a connection call. We can connect on Messenger, whatever, however you like to do it. I also am doing an application as well for these because I'm so super excited about this because I believe that we can come together. We can get ourselves out there, get visibility with this, help our businesses to prosper because we'll be getting our names out there and getting bestseller behind it because that is what we're doing here. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit me up. I'm super excited and peeling back the layers. I'm booking that until the end of the month. So you have to get in there before the end of the month and schedule. But I'm super, super excited about it and super grateful that you've joined me today. So again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow because I've committed to do these 33 days of lives. If you don't know, 33 days is the number of days left in the year. So it's time to get on it. It's time to get profitable. It's time to be faithful. It's time to be authentic and be out here and just speak our truths. It's time to just step into this place and to really, really learn how to be who we need to be. Be who you saw yourself in your mind's eye. Be the person that you dream about, the person that you pull forward when you take yourself to that place. When you take yourself to that place of meditation and you see yourself. For me, I see my beautiful house because I'm building a beautiful house. I see my beautiful house that's paid for because that is important to me as well. And that's another thing. When you decide and you get to a place where you decide what is important to you, what's important to you, what means something to you, because the thing is so many times we don't even know what means something to us. And I'm telling you, it has taken me probably about a couple of years really to dive into that because for so long I didn't know. Not only did I not know, but I didn't have a clue how to find out. And I didn't have anybody that I knew that I thought I could ask. Now, there probably were people in my life that I could have asked, but you feel so discombobulated and you feel so out of sorts that you don't want the people in your life to know a lot of times that you feel out of sorts like that, especially if you're a person like me. I am a person that people come to for advice. Always. That has been my life. I used to say I have "talk to me" across my forehead because that's what people would do. It's like, I wouldn't even know them and they would come up to me and start telling me their life and asking for my advice. And so this has been something that I've seen, that I've dealt with and been through my entire life. Just people wanting to know and recognizing that I had answers. And sometimes they recognize that I didn't. Many times, many times. People are like, but and I'm like, I don't know. Because I am human. I do have gifts. However, I am human. Um, so anyway, I'm super excited and grateful and thankful just to be able to come on here and talk to you guys. So I'll be back on again tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Look at my lovely crystal that I got. Well, let me show both of them. My lovely crystals that I got from my beautiful friend Heather. She is selling amazing crystals, and she blessed me for my birthday. So I'm so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. Oh, let me put it up here. Yeah. So I'm so appreciative because she blessed me with them. Okay. All right. So thank you for joining me again. Hit me up if you are ready to join me in one of the multi-author books. One of them is going to be about our grandmothers passing the pearls. So if you are, a grandmother's girl like I was, then that might be something you want to jump in and share your stories. Because what I really want to do is bring the stories out so that people can um, feel good, because we are in such a crazy place in this world that people need to feel good. We need to read stories that make us feel connected, make us feel like we're human and like we're going to be okay. So I felt like those stories about our grandmother, because anytime I think about my grandmother, it just takes me to a place, you know besides missing her so much, but she comes to me in spirit, so I am not missing her anymore, just in physical. However, that's one of the stories that we're going to share. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that you send me a message. We'll connect on Messenger, or and then do a call, or however you feel comfortable doing it. But again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye. I will see you tomorrow.